Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to all of you. Hope you are doing well. And today we are here to study the rise of nationalism in Europe, part 6, that is hunger, hardship, and popular revolt. Okay, so before I start, I would just request you to find the links in the description box where you can get the previous chapters and you can understand better. Okay. So it all starts in somewhere around 1830, where Europe saw a huge increase in population. Okay, and due to the increase in such population, what happened was there were more people. The demand of food was more. The demand of jobs was more. That is, increase in population led to unemployment. Obviously, when there is more demand of jobs and there were no jobs because the market was not very good, so there was huge unemployment in many countries around Europe. Okay, so what happened as a result? People migrated from rural areas to the cities and started living in some crowded slum type of area, like where a lot of people live in stuffed areas. Especially in the case of small producers in towns, what happened is they got a lot of competition from the cloth that came from England, because at that time England was making cheap machine made clothes because they have already got industrialization and stuff, which was not the same in other parts of Europe. Moreover, there were still some areas in Europe where the aristocracy, that is the higher class, so called higher class of the society, was still powerful, and they were making the peasants struggle with still paying taxes, dues as in feudal dues, and some obligations like you have to do that to do farming in the land because the land belongs to the aristocracy. All these things were also happening in certain parts. So due to all these things, if there is like a bad harvest, the crops are not very good, or the rise is seen in food prices, there was widespread pauperism around the country, towns and cities. Pauperism means like a poverty, okay, a situation where people are not able to enjoy their basic rights of food and stuff. So that was the condition in Europe around that time. One such year was the year 1848. So what happened was, we're talking about Paris, and here there are like huge food shortages and unemployment, and people are like frustrated. So what they do is they came on the roads of Paris and start protesting. Now, to control them, barricades and all were put, okay, so that they can't cross certain places, and because they thought that it was not safe, so they made Louis Philippe, the ruler at that time, to flee the city. Means to go away, that you go away, it's not secure here anymore, so you have to go. So that was the condition of Paris around that time. Okay, now what did they do? These all protesters, they form a national assembly and proclaimed France as a republic, that it's a republic now. And sadly, the voting rights or the suffrage that it is mentioned here was given only to males, okay, those males who were above 21 years of age. They were also given the right to work. Means what? Some workshops and trainings were conducted around the country to give them some special training so that they can get some job and all, because there was unemployment. This part ends with a story of the weavers' revolt in Silesia in the year 1845, and this is given by a journalist called Wilhelm Wolff. So what happened is, this area Silesia, it's a part of Central Europe, and there were some cotton weavers who used to live in that area mainly. Many of them, like around 18,000 inhabitants, who were mainly doing cotton weaving. Okay, that was their job. Now the contractors who were giving them the job, they were taking advantage of the fact that they need the money, and that's why they were paying them less for what was decided as in earlier, okay, before the war. So due to that, the weavers were not at all happy, and what they did was, one day, that was on 4th June, they all came up and they reached the house of the contractors as in trying to protest, and they were warned against not to enter, but eventually they ended up entering and breaking into the mansion, and they damaged things and broke windows and did all these things. Now, being scared, the contractors, to save themselves, they fled to a nearby village or somewhere with their families. So but then after 24 hours or so they came back with the army and all, and there was like a confrontation between the army and the weavers, as a result of which unfortunately 11 weavers were shot dead. Okay, so that is the sad ending of this revolt in Silesia. So this is the end of it. I'll come up with my next video of the 1848, the revolution of the liberals. I hope you understood whatever we discussed today. If you have any questions, please comment. I will reply to your queries. And if you're watching the video till here, thank you so much, and like it if you do, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Bye bye.